Welcome to episode 17 of Two Guys, One Sport. My name is Chris.
We screwed up. We should have named this NC-17, but that's okay. We went with the Tupac song instead. R.I.P. Pac. Sky Point. Taken from us far too soon. So, but we're here. We're gonna rock and roll. We have a pretty good main roster, all things considered, this week, and a shitload of Japanese wrestling to talk about coming from the West Coast. So.
Yeah.
You excited? Good week for you, Chris? You excited?
Yeah, it was a pretty good week, I'd say.
Good to hear.
Can't complain. How was yours?
It was good. Can't complain. Work was busy. Had a pretty solid month work-wise. Ready to going strong to the weekend. As always, thanks to our listeners for hanging out with us on a Friday night. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. So
yes, but we are not Jay-Z.
We are not Jay-Z. That's the second rap reference in like 90 seconds on my part.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you start with match of the week because I got an event of the week. It's actually going to just take us right into the main content of the show. So you start.
Brother Chris. You know what we never talk about on this show?
Lots
of things. We never talk about lots of things.
Yeah,
but we never talk about TNA.
Oh God!
This is the 15-year anniversary of TNA coming up. Did you know that? This weekend.
I did not.
It's their 15-year anniversary. So to celebrate, I'm going to talk about the greatest main event in TNA history.
Oh, boy.
Victory Road 2011, Sting beating a drugged-out Jeff Hardy in 90 seconds for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, God.
This was before your time, perhaps?
It was, yes.
Tangentially. So Jeff Hardy comes to the ring. He is definitely blown out of his mind. You can tell that he is in no condition to perform, but TNA decides to let him to perform because low TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Bischoff comes out because he was running the company at the time, and he gives a little speech where he says he wants to have the title be no DQ now. And then he goes up to Sting and he whispers something off camera. Then Sting performs a shoot Scorpion Death Drop, where Jeff Hardy's drugged-out head bounces off the mat. Sting pins Jeff Hardy, and Jeff Hardy tries to kick out, but Sting doesn't let him. The referee does the fast count.
Yeah.
The title changes. That's your main event. You can hear the crowd chant bullshit, and Sting on camera goes, "I agree. This is bullshit." Now,
oh my God.
Jeff Hardy is... had, I don't know if he still does, had a history of drug and alcohol problems. Okay? I'm not going to absolve him in any way, shape, and form here. You cannot show up to work bombed out of your mind, whether that work is sitting in an office or wrestling in a professional wrestling match. But TNA cannot send him out there in that circumstance. No. You know what you do? You call an audible. You do the whole backstage beatdown bullshit. You send out Kurt Angle. You say, "Kurt Angle, Sting, put together a nice 8-minute match on the fly, and we'll live to fight another day."
Yeah.
I guarantee you if they did that, I'm not sitting there talking about TNA 6 years after the fact.
No.
And no one is sitting there making this one of the most infamous matches in TNA history.
Yeah, Don Sal in the live thread responded to this with, "Oh, God, this match?"
Yes, this match, Don Sal. Don Sal, our boy. By the way, bit of a plug, Don Sal and Fizz, every week they're the calamari to our main course. They perform, and I'm going to use the word perform, Fridays, 1 o'clock on CageSideSeats.com, your one-stop shop for wrestling news and banter. And I encourage all of our listeners to give them a listen when they're done hearing us ramble on and on.
Yeah, Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling. It's always a good time.
Always a great time. This match, TNA should be embarrassed. It is I would say the latest in a long line of embarrassments, but they never really got the memo.
Yeah.
And the fact that TNA is still going strong after 15 years, I mean, I've made this joke before, but when the bombs fall, when the fallout nuclear war happens and the bombs fall, and you and I are wandering the wasteland, shooting our way through ghouls, super mutants, and raiders, fucking TNA will still be putting on professional wrestling in the wasteland.
Under the name of GFW now.
Whatever the hell they call themselves.
Yeah,
you can call themselves whatever the hell you want. But when you and I are walking the wasteland, like we're something out of Fallout, we'll stop at a small little town and get a nice little meal, and we'll watch TNA put on professional wrestling. Because nothing will kill this company. For every great match for every AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels 5-star classic, you get 10 of matches like this.
Yeah.
No company has squandered more money since WCW folded than TNA.
Yeah. And even a rebranding might not save them because, I mean, they're just embarrassing themselves at this point in time. I mean, they've got Bobby Lashley, Rosemary, Allie, and Braxton Sutter. And I guess Allison Kay and Chelsea Green as like I should use their TNA names, I guess. Sienna and Laurel Van Ness. That's it.
That's it. Allie's awesome.
That's who they've got.
That's it. I mean, if you like watching Alberto Del Patron, Del Rio, and other wacky misadventures, I think our guy Trevor Lee is no longer with the company because Shane Helms is no longer with the company, and Trevor Lee, Shane Helms is kind of Trevor's mentor, which is a shame because Trevor Lee is 23 and pretty great.
I guess Sanjay Dutt is apparently making a splash there, but that's not really going to be a huge splash compared to what we've got going on in plenty of other companies.
You cannot be a mediocre in-ring wrestling federation unless you're the WWE. You can't.
Especially with New Japan.
You can't do it these days.
Especially with New Japan invading United States as of actually they're here already.
They're here.
If you've been following on Twitter, there have been such gems as Kazuchika Okada, Tomohiro Ishii, and Gedo eating at In-N-Out.
And I'm supremely jealous.
That was quite a picture. Find you somebody that looks at you like Tomohiro Ishii looks at In-N-Out Burger.
I was about to say that's your life goal.
Yeah,
is to find somebody who cares about you as much as he cared about that burger.
Yeah, seriously. And once again, Tetsuya Naito sleeping his way through another press conference, completely disinterested with everything.
He is the greatest. He's everything. I don't say it often, but Dad, you're right. My dad's a wrestler. Arn Anderson and Tetsuya Naito.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get back to that because I got to do my event coverage of the week.
All right.
Which is gonna be a big part of our show tonight. Talking about Evolve, which happened this weekend. They had 2 shows. I'm actually going to do them in reverse order because I was at the Sunday show at La Boom in Queens, New York. Evolve 87. Broadcast on the Flow Slam site. If you feel like paying a lot of money for a little bit of wrestling coverage, you can find it there. If you don't, then you get my recap. Or you can read the excellent results thread provided by our good man, Reverend Kane, on CageSightseats.com, your one-stop shop for wrestling news and banter. All right. So, full disclosure, I got to this event late. Thank you, Queens, New York, for having no parking anywhere near La Boom. I eventually got lucky and came across a parking spot of somebody leaving in front of a car dealership. But I walked in just in time to see Hot Sauce Tracy Williams submitting ACH with crossface, and then ACH get on the mic and complain about how he was in the first match and he is more important than being in the first match. And I gotta say, ACH is rapidly becoming one of my favorite performers. He's awesome live. He's so dynamic. Live. He's so dynamic in his ring work and his character.
But his entrance music is Lupe Fiasco, so. I don't know if that's what it is in the wild, but at AEW comes out to the show. The show goes on by Lupe Fiasco, which is an awesome song for him.
I don't remember what he entered to at Evolve 83, but I'll know at Evolve 91.
See, there it is. ACH is great though. He's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's a ton of fun. And then by all accounts, that was a really fun match. Hot Sauce is going to show up again later in the show, so we'll get back to him. Next up, we had Tim Thatcher versus Jason Kincaid. This weekend was Tim Thatcher's big return to Evolve, the longest reigning Evolve World Champion. Good match. Good clash of styles. I'm still a little bit confused about this whole Catch Point versus High Flyers feud that's apparently going on when Jason Kincaid really didn't do a whole lot of high flying. There was a lot of submission based work in this match, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Kincaid is a little weird. I'll say that. If you've never seen Jason Kincaid, he's got kind of a mystic ancient Egypt kind of vibe going to him. He's a little bit of a weird one, but he's fun to watch. It's a good time. Next up, we had Fred Yehi telling Chris Dickinson that he's in big trouble now.
Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry.
And this was fallout from Evolve '83, where they had announced officially that Stokely Hathaway was going to be taking over representation of Catchpoint, and Yehi basically said, "Fuck this noise, I'm out," and walked away on the stable. So this was Yehi basically trying to get one over on his former stablemates, and Dickinson trying to teach him a lesson for, punishment for leaving the stable. Jaka was on the outside, Dickinson's tag team partner. The two of them constantly taunting Fred Yehi, throwing up the catch point, hand salute during the match. Very, very good submission work in this match. A lot of really strong submission work from Yehi and mat work, and then Dickinson just throwing bombs. These guys really work well together despite having somewhat different styles. But Dickinson is definitely growing quickly into a very good, strong style competitor. I'm really looking forward to see where he goes. Yehi won it with the Koji clutch after some really, really good exchanges. Definitely a great match. And when Jaka got in the ring, what he said to Dickinson is absolutely right. He had nothing to be ashamed of. That was an excellent match. And from that point, Jaka decided, you know what? It's time to start my match right away, because I'm going to call out the Evolve World Champion, Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, my boy.
Yeah. They had a title match. Now, Jaka, not someone who you would think to be in the Evolve title scene necessarily, because he's not usually a singles wrestler. But let me tell you, anybody who slept on Jaka after this match, you ain't sleeping on Jaka anymore. Holy shit. This was a hell of a fight. Both of these guys stiffen the hell out of each other. Hard strikes. Jaka has probably about 50, 60 pounds on Zack Sabre Jr., and it showed. The strength of his strikes, you could tell he was laying into Zack pretty hard. But Sabre just kept coming back, kept countering. And at one point, he was doing the whole you remember the when I talked about my match of the week last week, the bit with Okada trying to stand up and fighting spirit his way out of Marufuji's chops. Well, Sabre was doing that to Jaka during this match, trying to fighting spirit his way out of Jaka's strikes. Trying to tell him, hit me again, and Jaka just kept hitting him and knocking him to the mat, and Sabre was like slower to get up every time, but eventually, he got his way in and got his way to victory by pinfall with a European clutch out of nowhere. Jaka absolutely shocked after the match. Had to be helped out of the ring by his partner Dickinson, and they went to the back. And meanwhile, Sabre sat in the ring for a bit, only to have Stokely Hathaway, who was already at ringside for this match, only for Stokely Hathaway to enter the ring alongside Tim Thatcher, the man who Zack Sabre took the Evolve World Championship from. And
here's how you, real quick, I don't mean to cut you off.
No,
here's how you know Stokely Hathaway is a great man.
Yeah.
Titus O'Neil is a knockoff Stokely Hathaway, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Because the original is so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That a knockoff kicks ass. Stokely Hathaway, great man or the greatest man?
So he is something special. I gotta say, he is a wordsmith, and he's great at bantering with the crowd too. There were a couple of guys in the front row who were getting up in his face and yelling at him, and he was just yelling right back at them, just right up in their grills.
That makes me smile.
Yeah. So Stokely decides, now is the time, and tells Zack, it's time for you to do the right thing and grant the greatest Evolve World Champion of all time his rematch. And then everybody's favorite man with a death wish, Darby Allin, hits the ring.
Oh boy, crazy
And
Darby Allin.
yeah, and he is obviously not pleased for the hospitalization and other beatdowns that Tim Thatcher has laid upon him. And now, backstory, I'm going to jump actually back to Evolve 86 here. The previous night, Darby Allin had actually attacked Stokely and Tim Thatcher again. And let me actually get the full recap of this from our buddy Rev Kane here. Where is this? I have to hang on. Improvisation on live radio, guys.
Okay. We own it. I want to. You mentioned the name. I'm gonna talk a little bit while you look for things. You mentioned the name earlier. I'm glad to see Jason Kincaid is back. He had some spinal issues early part of this year. I think he had like spinal stenosis or something pretty terrible. Did he look good? Is he back rocking and rolling?
Yeah, he was good. He had
wrestled Matt Riddle at AEW, and I want to say January, maybe February, and it was pretty great because Jason Kincaid is great and Matt Riddle is also great. So I'm glad to see Kincaid is back on his feet after a pretty bad injury. Does he still do the I am the White Dazzlem gimmick?
Yes, that's exactly what he was doing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the Dazzlem from Street Fighter. I always like to make jokes that I expect him to spit fire and make his arms go super, super long.
Yeah.
Because I am a nerd.
That is a lot of what Jason Kincaid is
he's
going.
He's the Caucasian Dazzlem.
Yeah. All right. So the previous night at the end of Evolve 86, Darby Allin had come out while Stokely Hathaway was confronting Zack Sabre Jr. and basically said that he's calling a shot because he needs the title. And then Hot Sauce Tracy Williams had attacked Sabre. And Darby took his sling off because his arm has been in a sling. He's been recovering from a serious arm injury. And he did the coffin drop on Stokely and Hot Sauce.
Nice.
So that was a thing. Yeah. Darby hits the ring again tonight to once again stake his claim. And Thatcher is not having anything of it. He basically lays Darby Allin out in lavender, telling him that he's an embarrassment, and for him to call himself a wrestler while he's in the ring with himself and Zack Sabre Jr. is an absolute joke, and that what he needs to do is leave.
I love it.
And then Thatcher proceeds to physically lay him out and does the armbar on the broken arm. He rips the sling off, whips him with the sling, and then puts him in the cross-arm breaker on the broken arm. And yeah, needless to say, that was a pretty harsh moment there. So Tim Thatcher is definitely back and in full swing at Evolve. Next up, we had All Ego Ethan Page facing his former gatekeeper Thomas Sharp, who many of you know better as Blaster McMassive. This is a fun little sprint. Nice. I don't want to say it was a cool down match, but it kind of was a cool down match considering the first four matches were all pretty hot. It was a nice little sprint. It was good to see Sharp hitting some power moves and showing he's still got it. And Page eventually won with Spinning Dwayne because he's Ethan Page. But yeah, that was a fun time. I'm looking forward to see Sharp do more stuff. He's definitely a good power wrestler. He's got it going on, and he follows the Kane example of wrestling in dress pants, which is interesting to see. So
I think more people need to do that.
Yeah, I mean we almost had Naito wrestling Tanahashi in a full suit at Dominion. So yeah, we should make that be a thing more often now. Next up, Trent Beretta of Roppongi Vice, making his triumphant return to Evolve to face off against the young rookie Austin Theory. Slow start to the match. There was one moment that really caught my interest, though. At the beginning, Theory had Beretta down and starts running the ropes. Beretta goes to do a drop down on him, and Beretta just kicks him right in the ribs. Theory kicks Beretta right in the ribs. I don't know if this was meant to happen or not, or if this was a botch or what. But Beretta gets up, he looks at Theory, and he goes, "Are you fucking serious?" Like, I don't know if that was like just really good acting on Beretta's part, or if that was a shoot. But either way, that kind of got me hooked on the match right there, because then after that it became the the cocky, disrespectful young upstart versus the veteran who's had enough of your shit, which is a fun trope that I really enjoy watching.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Now, like I said, it was a bit of a slow start. Aside from that moment, a lot of stuff inside of the ring, but then we got action go out to the outside with a pile driver on the floor, and then Theory came back and ran almost around the whole length of the ring to go for a lariat, only for Beretta to pop up, surprise him with a lariat of his own. That got the whole crowd fucking on their feet, going crazy for it. It was wild at that point. After that point, after those spots on the outside, the match just went bonkers. Two of them just throwing bombs, hitting all the high spots that they could. And Beretta broke out his old singles finisher, the Dude Buster, to pin Austin Theory and win the match. Now, after the match, Priscilla Kelly hits the ring. Priscilla Kelly's been following Austin Theory around, watching his matches, just being generally kind of creepy at ringside. But she gets in the ring and she starts making some advances on Beretta. So, some very clearly enticing advances, and Beretta's not buying what she's selling. Beretta's just like, no, I'm not having any of this. Only for Theory to reach up from behind and low blow him, and then take him down with his finisher, which I don't remember the name of off the top of my head. And then Priscilla Kelly gets down, grabs Beretta by the head, and then bites his neck, which was really kind of weird. Not gonna lie, but yeah, that was a pretty solid heel turn by Austin Theory. Got everybody booing him, and everybody calling him a dickhead. So that was nice. And then we got a nice "please come back" chant going for Beretta, and he just kind of looked and shrugged his shoulders and said, "Well, okay." So
settled. That was easy.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Beretta making an appearance at one of the July Evolved shows for a rematch, or possibly in August. I don't know. But I mean, anything's possible there. And then we got to our main event. Holy God. This main event. Holy God. Your WWN champion, Matt Riddle, versus Keith Lee.
Regulators, mount up. That's the fourth hip-hop reference of the show, and we're only 25 minutes in.
Yes! Bask in our glory. Bask in our glory.
Keith Lee is the greatest person in the world.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
This match. This fucking match, dude. I mean, right out the gate. Like, it starts with them getting dueling cheers from the crowd, and then we have both these guys cheer, and then they shake hands. And some idiot in the GA section yells, "Okay, now punch him!" And Keith Lee goes, "Okay," and punches Riddle right in the head. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah, it was great. These guys just fucking, oh my God, so much back and forth in this match. Riddle trying to lock in submissions. He trying to hit all his power moves. Keith Lee breaking out his power moves, trying to break Riddle down. Keith Lee kicks out of the bro to sleep.
Nice.
Riddle hits the bro to sleep again, and Keith Lee just gets right back up.
Awesome, I love it.
Keith Lee hits Riddle with the spirit bomb, and Riddle just gets right back up. They're just fucking like, they're just destroying each other and just getting right back up, no selling the shit out of everything. But I mean, not really no selling it though. I have to say, it was no selling at first, but you could see like they did a really good job of subtly building this, that just they were fatiguing the shit out of each other. Just like you could tell as things were going down, things were starting to slow down as the match went on. Things were starting to take a little bit more time, and they were staggering and wobbly and just trying to gain any advantage that they could, and eventually it just went to just strike exchange, back and forth, just strike after strike after strike, till finally they both collapse. But Riddle collapses about half a second after Lee does, collapses on top of him, and gets the pinfall win after collapsing on top of him.
You know, Matt Riddle is every bit. I love Keith Lee. Keith Lee. Don't get me wrong. Matt Riddle's a fucking star, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need me to tell you this. You don't need Chris to tell you this. You don't need anyone else to tell you this. When people ask what a star is, show them a Matt Riddle match. Because I cannot tell you the number of times I've been to a show where the crowd has been burned out. And he has used that MMA style and gotten them back on their feet with the suplexes and the submission. And he is it. If he keeps his head on straight, no certain thing, and he stops blowing off bookings, and he starts to figure out the business aspect of professional wrestling, this guy's the future. Shit, this guy's the present. Yeah. And it is awesome to see that every time out he gets better and better and better. Yeah. And he's coming to AEW in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from tomorrow on the 15th, and your intrepid reporter will be there. Yep. If Matt Riddle is within 2 hours of your house, drive, fly, take the train, take the horse and fucking buggy, and see this guy. Because he is unfucking believable. Yeah. So, I mean, I cannot speak enough about him. I can't wait to take my dad or show my dad a Matt Riddle match. I may take his ass on Saturday night. We may go just for the Riddle match and then leave. Because I don't think my dad's going to watch 4 hours of independent wrestling. But he'll definitely watch Matt Riddle. Because my dad remembers Kerry Von Erich. Remembers the no shoes and the floppy hair and the rip to shreds and the striking and the end. And Matt Riddle is I cannot toot his horn enough. If he's anywhere in your area, do whatever it takes to see him, because as great as he is on television or on the flow or on whatever, he's that much better live. And I hope, and he's made a lot of noise about going to Japan, and I hope and pray down the line we get Matt Riddle in the G1 or something, or even just or even something small, you know, because he is just, he oozes charisma, he oozes potential. He oozes machismo. Everything that you want a professional wrestler to be, to do, this guy does. I mean, and the only thing holding him back is is the pot, and the fact that he likes to blow off bookings every now and again, which is, don't do that. That's the pot I don't care about. I don't give a shit about the pot. What you do in your spare time? What you do in your spare time is your prerogative. You know, he's not being drug tested, whatever. If he wants to join the Fed, maybe a problem down the line, but that's between him and whatever. I don't care about that. I don't.
It might also
drugs, whatever. I don't care. The blowing off bookings is pretty unprofessional.
It might prevent him from entering Japan, though, because you know how they are with
right.
weed
they care
in
about
Japan.
That shit.
Yeah, so he's going to have to figure out. Yeah, he's going to have to figure out how to survive for however long he's in Japan without it, because they are not okay with that. But
one last thing, and then we'll talk about, and then I'll let you go on. I'm sorry, I had to talk about that Riddle.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
The rough edges are my favorite part of him. That he's not super polished. That he's not. A lot of these indie guys, and a lot of wrestlers in general, are very polished. They hit all their moves. They don't botch anything. You know what I mean? They're just very smooth, rehearsed. Like we talked about Will Ospreay in the past. He does that. You know, he's very rehearsed. Matt Riddle's not rehearsed. He's not polished. He's an MMA fighter who's cosplaying as a professional wrestler. And I like the rough edges. The rough edges for him kind of make him stand out for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, he's fantastic with that aspect of his game for sure.
He's awesome. So all right, finish your recap. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No, that's fine. No, I mean those are all incredible points, and Keith Lee deserves equal praise because the man is.
Keith Lee's great too. I didn't want just because I praise Matt Riddle does not mean I damn Keith Lee. Keith Lee's awesome. He's such a cool dude too. He's such a cool dude, and I wish him nothing but success.
Yeah, amazing skill set, amazing present charisma as well. Just absolutely, just one of the best in the world right now, without doubt.
Absolutely, he does.
So the end of the event, it ends with both of these guys are down in the ring, completely gassed. And who comes out but All Ego Ethan Page?
Of course.
Coming out to
The fucking turd in the punch bowl.
Yep, so exactly that. As he puts it, he's coming in to poop on the party because he sees the two golden geese, and he's here to take a golden deuce on both of them.
The fucking Bray Wyatt of Evolve makes everything worse with his presence, and I don't mean that in the heel way.
Yeah.
I mean in an actual way. He is just utterly terrible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say he is good at getting the heel heat, though. But I mean, he's just, that is what it is. So he comes out and talks about how neither of them can do no wrong, but everything he does is all wrong. And then he says, like this, and then he just puts the boots to Riddle, and then he starts beating down on Keith Lee, and he focuses on Keith Lee as Hot Sauce Tracy Williams and Stokely Hathaway hit the ring. And Hot Sauce congratulates Riddle on defending the title, and says that ever since he left Catchpoint, Williams has not lost. And he's been getting better and better. And so on August 12th at Evolve 91, he is coming for the crown. And right now he can do whatever he wants. But he's a patient man, so he's going to wait. And instead, let Stokely Hathaway slap the piss out of him. So Hathaway backhands Riddle a couple of times, stomps Keith Lee out a little bit. Page is still also beating the shit out of Lee as Stokely and Hot Sauce leave. But at that point, both Riddle and Keith Lee wake up, and they have him in the middle, and he immediately just runs to the hills. And then we get a cool moment of the two of them kind of just, staring at each other in the ring like, wow, what the fuck just happened? Riddle offers a fist bump again to Lee, but Keith Lee is hesitating, and Riddle is just like begging him for it. He's begging him like, come on, man, come on. He actually gets down on one knee and is begging him for the damn fist bump. And finally, Keith Lee does, and he gets this big hug from Riddle, and Riddle's like, yeah, awesome, and just leaves as happy-go-lucky as ever. But Keith Lee kind of stays in the ring for a little bit, and kind of just mulling things over and leaves. You could tell he's still kind of drained, both physically and emotionally, from what just happened. That was a great character moment there from both of those guys. Like Riddle, you could tell is like, Riddle is the guy who, yeah, he'll get beat down, but after the beatdown's over, he's like, all right, cool. What's next? I'm ready for anything. He'll take all comers, fight all challengers. Doesn't matter. Keith Lee, you can tell that this is starting to weigh on him a little bit because he challenged for the title and he lost, and now he's got Ethan Page trying to steal his thunder, trying to steal his moment. And he's got to figure out what to do about that, and it's obviously weighing on him a lot. But I like that. I like that aspect of him. Keith Lee is he's got some subtlety to him, and this was one of those moments of like, wow, there's some real expression going on here, and it's interesting to read into it. So great showing. Evolve 87, ton of fun. I've said it before when I went to Evolve 83. If Evolve comes to your area, definitely go see it out. It's a ton of fun. Always a great time. Real quick, we'll run through also some of the significant happenings of Evolve 86. Let's see. Tim Thatcher and Austin Theory opened the show. This was Tim Thatcher's big return to Evolve, his first match back after an extended period off, beating Austin Theory by submission with a sleeper hold. Thomas Sharp, as I mentioned, the former Blaster McMassive. This show, Evolve 86, was where he officially announced himself as no longer being one of the gatekeepers and separating himself from Ethan Page formally. And he beat up Page's new goon, Nick Camarado, pinned him with a black hole slam, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. Fred Yehai beat up the other half of the Doom Patrol, Jaka, and beat him by the submission with Koji Clutch. Keith Lee beat Ethan Page by pinfall at Ground Zero. And the main event of Evolve 86 was a champion versus champion match, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Matt Riddle. Neither title.
Sorry. Go on. No, I'm
Neither
sorry.
neither title was on the line, but
Doesn't matter.
this was a pride match, and definitely go read Rev Kane's review of Evolve 86 because just reading that review will get your adrenaline rushing because this match was ridiculous and ended with Zack Sabre Jr. Beating Matt Riddle by submission with a leg trap neck scissors armbar. Which
Let's
is
say that 3 times fast.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try. But yeah, so this was a good weekend for Evolve. They've got this is July. They've got a weekend coming up. It's down in the below the Mason-Dixon line. I think they're in Atlanta one day. I don't remember. Let's actually look. Evolve 88. Evolve 88 is going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. Evolve 89 in Marietta, Georgia, the home of Gainesville, Georgia is not Marietta, Georgia. I was going to say the home of AJ Styles, and I was like, wait, no, that's
no, that'll be Gainesville. So that's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Marietta, Georgia, down in the Atlanta area, and then we get to move ahead to August. We have Evolve 90 happening in Joppa, Maryland on August 11th. That's a Friday night show.
Eddie Mac, if you're listening, go check it out.
Yeah, a rare Friday night show. But yeah, Notorious Eddie Mac, you have to go because we've got a huge contingent of cage-siders that are going to be showing up for Evolve 91 back in Queens, New York, which is a doubleheader with Progress making their debut show in New York. I'll be at both of them, and that is going to be sick.
I mean, I got to get back on the Progress train. Probably tomorrow. I got my nights pretty open tomorrow, other than New Japan. Maybe I'll watch a little Progress as the appetizer to New Japan.
Definitely. And then looking ahead to September, Evolve 92 out in Livonia, Michigan. Don Sal, I don't know how close Livonia is to you, but if you're in the area,
Livonia is by Detroit, I think. I think Don Sal's not that far.
All right, and then this is a memo to you.
Ooh, me.
Yeah, clear your schedule for Saturday, September 23rd in Summit, Illinois. Evolve 93 at the Summit Park District.
That's not that far. That's Cook County.
Yeah.
So Matt Riddle is wrestling in Crown Point, Indiana, against Tom Lawler, another former UFC washout, in late September, and Crown Point's just over the border.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna have to check that one out too. If you like watching the MMA wrestling hybrid style, Tom Lawler's doing some things too. He's got a 2-year ban from the UFC for performance. So he decided to take up pro wrestling, and it turns out he's pretty good at it. So he may be doing that full time.
All right then. All right.
So he's wrestling Matt Riddle in late September.
Yeah.
In my sort of neck of the woods.
Yeah. Don Sal already said he's going to be at Evolve 92. Awesome sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Don Sal will have you on. You can talk about the show.
Yeah. Guys, support your local indie fed. You got to get out there, support professional wrestling because there's more out there than WWE. And yeah.
WWE,
yeah.
You want to run through it real fast?
Yeah, this was a weird week on the main roster. This was a really weird week on the main roster. We haven't talked about main roster WWE in a while because it's been kind of shit, as a lot of us know. I mean, it's hard to really quantify some of the happenings of this week. The segment with LeVar Ball and his family.
My dad texted me and said, "What am I watching?"
Yeah,
I don't know, Dad. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
I can't argue. I can't answer that, man. I don't. It's one of those segments where if as fun as it was, if you're watching that and someone walks in the room, you're embarrassed to be a wrestling fan.
Yeah, absolutely. The LeVar Ball and family showed up on Miz TV on Raw, and it went about as well as you could guess it would go, which is to say it was a goddamn train wreck that got hit by a plane crash.
Yeah, and then it fell off a bridge.
Yeah, and then fell off a bridge. Included the two uses of the N-word going over air on live television.
Yeah, don't do that.
You know, by
do that.
one of which one of his sons
I believe
was that?
it's one of his,
That was
one. I think this kid is either an incoming college freshman or an incoming high school senior.
that was LaMelo. Yeah, LaMelo
Yeah,
Ball.
I believe he's an incoming college freshman. I think
Yeah.
maybe an incoming high school senior.
Yeah, Lonzo
Either way,
Ball is the one who's going to the NBA.
Don't do that.
Yeah, yeah, that was a bad look. But then Raw had some bright spots too.
Yeah, it did.
Samoa Joe.
This Samoa Joe Brock Lesnar feud is probably my leader in the clubhouse for feud of the year, especially if it goes on past one show. Because
I really hope it does.
SummerSlam. This feud is unbelievable. It's just has everything you want in a professional wrestling feud.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar, righteous angel of vengeance, and Brock Lesnar, vulnerable guy, are two things that I can get behind all day, every day.
Yeah. Did you know
Joe's been doing yeoman's work? I don't want this to be. Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
Did you know that Brock Lesnar can cut off the oxygen to his brain at will? Because that was
he turns purple whenever he wants.
Yeah,
the colors of the rainbow. Yeah. He's like a Skittle.
Yeah, and for all the crap that we give Brock Lesnar for not giving certain opponents good matches and not reciprocating for his fellow performers, he's doing the work.
He's leading into it here. Dude. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is definitely putting in his work.
I am
earning his pay
for this match.
Yeah,
I cannot think the last time I can't think the last time I said I was hyped for a match on the Raw brand, and it was Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg.
Yep. Go figure.
When he gives a damn, Brock Lesnar is still an elite performer.
Yeah.
I hope he gives a damn. That's all I can say. I hope he cares.
Yeah, I
hope they stretch this out.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they stretch this out to SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think this is a case of Brock Lesnar recognizing the fact that Samoa Joe's been at this just as long as he has, and he's put in the time, been around the world, and done. He's done everything there was to do.
Boy. Yep, like Dean Ambrose. Unfortunately,
he's no Dean Ambrose.
No.
So he's gonna give as well as he gets.
I hope that Joe keeps getting pushed, even if he loses this match.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I hope this match is like just an 8-minute war. It doesn't need to be no 20-minute bullshit. Not every match needs to be some long back and forth bullshit.
Exactly.
Two, we talked about how much I love the Goldberg match at WrestleMania.
Yep.
I went 4.5 stars, and that may be low. And that was 5 minutes and 6 moves of guys throwing haymakers. And I hope that this is a little bit longer and a little bit more vicious because Goldberg can't take the bumps that Joe can take. I hope this is just 8 minutes of these two guys, these two beasts, just throwing bombs.
Yeah,
something out of like the Avengers or some shit. I don't watch the comic book movies as we discussed.
Yeah,
but like guys just wrecking buildings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I hope that's what this is.
Two behemoths slugging it out. That's all we want here.
That's all we want, and I can't wait for it. I am excited.
And speaking of behemoths slugging it out, in the latest instance of babyfaces on the WWE being idiots, Roman Reigns got thrown into the side of an ambulance by Braun Strowman.
Yes, he did.
Looked fucking awful because Roman Reigns is the best goddamn seller that the WWE main roster has.
He's too good at selling.
He's really too good. When an ambulance backs up to the arena, and the first thing you do is go and check the back rather than checking to see who was driving, you're kind of a dumbass. And Roman, I'm a fan. I love you, but that was stupid as fuck.
Yeah, don't be dumb.
Yeah, but that was the official call for the ambulance match that's going to happen at Great Balls of Fire. And that should be another war of two guys just beating the ever-living shit out of each other, which is required for...
This pay-per-view is going to be something else.
Yeah.
Or whatever the hell they're called, network special events or
Oh no, well, yeah, it is by all technical means a pay-per-view, but yeah, this is going to be a hell of a match.
I am excited for 4 of these 5 matches. You are the 5 matches so far, and we're not going to get too lost in the weeds because we'll do this next week. Brock versus Joe, great. Roman versus Braun, great. Neville versus your boy Akira Tozawa.
Oh my God.
Alexa versus Sasha, not so great, but fun. And then Seth Rollins. And then Seth will be a shoot. Sasha may break someone's nose again. Yep. And Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt, not great.
Which we can.
And I love Seth Rollins, but Bray Wyatt's just a fucking cancer or some shit. He's just god awful.
I'll use that.
I am pissed that Bray Wyatt is a legacy because that means he likes the business and isn't leaving.
Yeah.
I wanted to retire and get off my television.
That match is going to be my
That's gonna go pick up Thai food match.
Yeah, my time to go to the bodega, get some ice cream.
Oh, you have a bodega across the street from you too?
I do.
City living is the best, isn't it?
It really is.
Across the street from me, I have a bodega and a Thai place, and I am a regular for both.
I got my bodega 30 feet down the street one way, Chinese place 30 feet down the street the other way, and my laundromat is 100 feet down the street and across.
Mine is a block and a half away.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. And then I got the little taqueria on the corner. The train is down the street. Yeah, city living is the best.
Yeah, I do have good taste in cruiserweights, Sal. That's absolutely true. I love
the Tozawa. And you know what? We're kind of bouncing on here. Titus Worldwide is a thing, and I enjoy watching him perform. I enjoy him. I enjoy the people in his stable. You know, we talked about this, but when you give lower card guys and ladies programs, it gives them agency. And when it gives them agency, it gives people like me and you and other wrestling fans a reason to care. You were doing nothing with Titus O'Neil anyways. He is a horrendous professional wrestler and an awesome talker and charismatic fellow. And he is very charismatic. He has physical charisma that you can't teach that, Enzo, R.I.P.
We're gonna get to that in a second, yeah.
But I commend and I give them shit all the time for not catering to performer strengths. But I'm gonna give them credit for credit. Wow, I'm gonna give them credit. Titus's strengths and making him a manager.
Yeah, he's a great talker. He's got the presence for it.
Much like myself.
Yeah,
much like myself.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, you mentioned it. I'm going to get into it now. The emotional hook that is the breakup of Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I didn't know that the Raw writers had it in them, but holy shit, this was
pretty great.
This was great, and Enzo
worked too.
I didn't think Enzo had this in him either. I did not think that this was something that he could do, but wow.
He's been pretty good so far.
Yeah.
The match is going to suck, but that's okay.
Yeah, the match will be awful, but I mean, everybody talks about the Smack Talker Skywalker, but this is a whole different dimension to Enzo's speaking ability that most of us didn't know that he had. This is great. This is fantastic. I love this. Let's see, what else was there? I'll get to the main event in a little bit because we're going to cover all 3 of this week's main events at once and talking about the fact that the women main evented every show this week.
Thank you, Glow.
Yeah, thank you, Glow.
Thanks, Glow.
All right. And also Goldust killed R-Truth, and that was a pretty lame finish to what
I hope we get a real match out of it.
They were building.
Looks like there's some room on this card.
Yeah, I'd like for that to happen. All right, let's go over to SmackDown where things are
not as good.
Not as good.
Well, this is what happens when you push Jinder Mahal instead of Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you push Randy Orton instead of AJ Styles. This is what happens when you give Kevin Owens a boring-ass foreign heel gimmick like it's 1983.
Yeah.
This is what happens. You get boring, mediocre, paint-by-numbers professional wrestling when you push boring, mediocre, paint-by-numbers professional wrestlers.
Yep.
It's not complicated. And I love Randy Orton. But goddamn, I'm tired of watching Randy Orton. I'm tired of watching Jinder Mahal. You have 2 of the 10 best wrestlers in the fucking world, and they're doing nothing.
I mean, there were some bright spots. I will say there were some bright spots to this show. AJ Styles talking to Daniel Bryan about bringing back the U.S. Open Challenge and making the match.
Here for it. Can't wait.
Well, actually, technically, It's a July 4th Independence Day Battle Royal to determine the #1 contender to Kevin Owens' title, and you have to assume that AJ Styles is winning that Battle Royal.
Let's hope so. He needs the belt, and I think he needs the belt. I think he needs a nice long run with it. I think every SmackDown should be a 15-minute match with AJ Styles and insert male wrestler here.
Yep,
because they will all be great.
Yep. Fashion Vice.
The
former Fashion Files now.
Let's talk about. You know what? We know the fashion guys are great. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Ascension.
Oh God, that was fantastic!
Were awesome.
Yeah.
Where they were like pretending that they were like steering into the gimmick of we listen to thrash metal, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, we have to pretend to like a gimmick, right? Like, come on, man. Wrestling should be fun. Wrestling is not always, and we're gonna talk about New Japan and sooner down the line. Wrestling is not always New Japan serious business. Wrestling should be entertaining. These guys are entertaining. The Ascension are entertaining. Turn the Ascension face. Why the hell not? They're doing nothing anyways.
Exactly. I mean, have them be like Breezango's like deputies or something.
Yeah, why not?
Have them be the enforcers for the fashion police.
Why not? And I like them. Where the guy slides his hand out to the tickets and then just slides it back, defeated slowly. Come on, that's good stuff right there. That's good television.
Friggin' plate of fruit is fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sami Zayn interrupting Mike and Maria Kanellis. That's just quintessential Sami Zayn. He's perfect. He comes out, interrupts them, and then is like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you," and goes for his match.
Exactly. Well, that's gonna.
Your perfect nerd face, and it works. I love it.
Exactly. Sammy's pretty great. It's a good little starter feud for Mike Kanellis.
Yeah, the former Mike Bennett.
Still a garbage wrestler, but Sammy will get a good match out of him.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the middle of the road, the kind of mixed good and bad. Good. Naomi beat Lana in 70 seconds, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
You're still getting work, though, brother Chris.
Lana tweeted afterwards that she had her shoulder up, and Naomi is having to face her a third time next week on SmackDown.
And based on the reaction from you and others, it's a good decision.
Yeah.
Still getting worked. I mean, we discussed it. This is what heat is.
This is go away.
Don't know. This is why are you going away?
I'm not watching SmackDown while she's on it.
Okay.
So there's your go away heat. I'm going away heat.
But I mean,
she's not.
They can't. They booked her to look like a complete goof.
Listen, this would not.
She's a heel, so they don't even have the natural story of complete goof overcomes the odds at the end to win the title.
Yeah, listen, you said last week that heat is heat, and you say it again this week. It's fine, but I'll tell you this. I will tell you this right now. I would not care this much if CJ Perry was not such a shit human being.
Yeah, but
I would be okay with it.
We discussed a lot of wrestlers are shit human beings.
Yeah.
Didn't John Cena cheat on his wife?
Yes.
Like.
The way that
AJ Styles a homophobe.
The way that CJ Perry is a shit human being personally affects me, though. So
I know. Hey, believe me, I get it, and I'm not absolving her of her shit human being status, and I'm not diminishing her of her shit human being status. She's a shit human being.
Yeah.
But a lot of people in this business and a lot of people in life, unfortunately, are shit human beings.
Yeah, I know.
AJ Styles is a homophobe.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yes.
John Cena may or may not have cheated on his wife. Randy Orton shit in people's bags.
Yep.
Brock Lesnar busts people open in his spare time without asking why. Right? I mean, there are shit human beings all up and down the roster.
Yeah.
You like some, you don't like others. I like some, I don't like others. We all like some, we all don't like others.
Yeah.
She's getting heat. She's a bad professional wrestler, but she's getting heat.
It's also though it just like the other thing about it, and this is less about Naomi and Lana. This is more just about like the continual theme that we've been talking about of they're going slow until they can start building towards SummerSlam. Well, every time that they have this match, it's just another instance of half the crowd watching and saying, "Okay, is this going to be the time when Carmella runs down and cashes in? Is this going to be the time? Because it's probably coming." I mean, yeah, the rumors are all saying that Carmella's going to lose her cash in, but still,
whatever.
It's like, it's like, okay.
I don't think they know yet, to be honest.
No, that was the rumor when it was first spoiled that she was going to be the one that won the case. But I mean, it's it just seems like they're trying to do whatever they can to just like, okay, we got to get over the humps of these women's storylines so we can start building the things that we really care about. And it's just like, okay, fine, then just get over it and start building to those things so we can actually the rest of us can start caring too. You know. Um, let's see. Hype Bros lost number one contenders match
That was quick.
to
That was
the Usos. Yeah, and then New Day basically came out and immediately declared themselves the number one contenders. So that's going to happen at Battleground. So yeah, we'll have that. Randy Orton RKO'd Aiden English, proceeded to threaten Jinder Mahal. Shane McMahon told him you can't threaten him. Randy said, I'll do whatever the hell I want. And Shane said, all right, stop threatening him. I'll give you the match at Battleground, but Jinder gets to make the stipulation. And the Punjabi prison is coming back. Because
I don't understand. Our Sean Reuter was one of the first pointed out. I don't understand why Jinder would pick a match that negates his two little buddies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
why would you pick a match?
There's no logic. There's no logic there. I don't like. You know, I am an aspiring writer every now and again, and one of the things I hate, and as a writer, I've studied other writers and how to write and how to craft together a narrative. You know, I kind of immersed myself in that a little bit to kind of make my own writing better. One of the things that I've discovered is that I don't like it when stories rely on people's stupidity to advance the plot forward.
Yeah.
It's dumb. It's lazy, and it's stupid, and it insults your audience. Okay?
Yep.
That's what this is. They are relying on this. They are relying on viewers being dumb and saying, why would Jinder, a man who openly embraces his friends, which as a heel, which is fine. It's what heels do. It's what heels have done since the beginning.
Yep.
Pick a match that would so obviously negate them.
Yeah.
Like, unless there's something else coming that we don't know, and I doubt there is, unless they pull something out of their ass like they always seem to do.
I mean, I didn't see the first two Punjabi prison matches, but I'm guessing you did. When
they were not good. They were really bad.
Is there something to the match that like
I haven't seen them since they aired, but it's like a cage surrounded by another cage or something. It's very strange.
And it looks like the cage is made of
like bamboo or something.
Bamboo.
Yeah.
So this is just more.
It looks cool. It's just dumb.
It's like more foreign heel heat. That's really all
pretty much.
Yeah. Got to capitalize on the gimmick. All right. Dumb. Moving on.
Dumb, bad. This whole program's dumb, bad.
Yeah.
Put the fucking belt on AJ Styles and call it a day. Like, what are we doing here, people?
Yeah. Baron Corbin beat Sami Zayn while Shinsuke Nakamura was
Baron Corbin, another black hole.
Yeah.
Suck.
Yeah. He beat Sami Zayn while Shinsuke Nakamura was watching on the TV because apparently that's where we're going to use Shinsuke Nakamura. Have him watch things on the TV. But whatever. I will say this. I will absolutely say this though. Despite, the fact that all of these bad things are going on does not diminish from the fact that Daniel Bryan is trying his utmost to make these bad things at least passable.
And his utmost to get fired.
No, yeah, that too. That too.
What do we do about that?
Yeah.
Hyped for Okada Danielson, Wrestle Kingdom 13 in the Dome.
I said what I want to have happen.
I want a Danielson Volador Jr.
Well, no. Within the context of SmackDown, what I want to have happen because he kind of made some definitely had some negative allusions to Lana's performance in her match in her matches against Naomi. What I want to have happen is the next time Lana loses to Naomi, I want her to go to Daniel Bryan and say, I want another rematch. Give me another rematch, and I want him to just look her straight in the face and say, no, I'm not giving you another rematch because you're a terrible human being and a terrible wrestler. Now get out of my office. Just completely go off the script and just insult her straight to her face. I really want that. Because that's the easiest way for him to get himself punished is to just go straight off the script. It's like, all right, well, fuck it. Might as well. So if Daniel Bryan is really and truly campaigning to get fired, please do something like that. That's what I want. Anyway.
Why not, right? Live TV, baby.
I'm sure that as someone who loves the business and cares deeply about professional wrestling, I'm sure that someone like Lana being in the position that she's in within the company probably offends Dana Bryan's sensibilities quite a bit.
Not to mention that she's a terrible professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Cool music though; it's very catchy. But other than that, she does nothing for me.
Yeah. All right. Then we'll move on to NXT.
NXT, great.
Yet another
I have two thoughts on
this
NXT.
week. Yeah, go ahead.
Two thoughts. One, not to jump the gun, I love Asuka. Asuka, yes. You know what? She has been the champion for a ridiculously long time, and I have not been bored in the slightest. You know, in fact, I am gonna be bummed when she loses the strap at SummerSlam. Funny how that works, brother Chris. It's like being constantly protected gets you over. I'm going to give you 4 names of guys who are constantly protected and are over. You ready?
Yep.
Neville, Brock, Samoa Joe, Asuka. Nobody can touch these 4 guys right now because funny how it works. When you're protected, you get over.
Yeah. Can't lie.
Great. I love her. She's so awesome.
I will say there was a period there.
I'm already pissed she's going to lose the belt, and it hasn't even happened yet.
There was a period there, the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, where I was starting to get a little bit bored of the title reign. But this week's match reinvigorated me.
So awesome.
This match definitely reinvigorated me on that. Yeah, this was really good. But we'll get to that in a minute. What was your other thought on NXT? What was your other thought?
It kind of dipped for 6 months.
Yeah.
It seems to be finding its feet again. You know what I like?
Yeah.
I like the trend of booking main events 2 weeks out and having each show leading to one big title match. We have the Roddy Strong one next week. We have the Asuka one this week.
And we got
I know AOP Heavy Machinery. I like the
in 2 weeks. Yeah.
It reminds me of the old school television I grew up watching.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're filler programs until we get the build takeover in a month. The build in a month. The takeover is 2 months. But it brings the NXT. It bucks the old feeling where takeover is the only thing that matters and the weekly television doesn't.
Yeah.
Now the weekly TV matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they weren't doing title matches for a while there during the weekly TV. It was all happening at takeovers, and I think that kind of stagnated the program a bit. But this definitely helped a lot. I think I have to say it probably started with the Ty Dillinger Eric Young steel cage match. That was where it started, and then that was like the beginning of the like build back up the rebuilding of NXT, and it's worked. It's really worked well. Let's see, we had a short opening match between Velveteen Dream and Ho Ho Lou, and
Velveteen does nothing for me.
I'm still not really good on his gimmick in 2017 because I don't trust WWE to do it right.
They're steering into the gay panic skid. That's exactly what they're doing. They're aiming for the cheap heat, the cheap gay panic heat, and it aggravates me.
Yeah, but all the credit in the world to Patrick Clark for at least doing his best to make it work, and he is a good worker in the ring. Despite that,
he's fine. He does nothing for me, but he's an opening match guy. He's 21, so I'm not really losing sleep over it.
Then we had the rematch: Hideo Itami and Oni Lorcan.
More of this
violence.
Violence. You know what I want? I want Oni Lorcan to be on Monday Night Raw and have an 8-minute war with everybody on the show.
Yes.
Every Monday night at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. I want him to lead off the second hour with an Oni Lorcan match, 8-minute match against anybody on the show. Not even just for Bell, not for anything. Just, hey, tonight we're going to have Oni Lorcan versus Sheamus. Tonight we're going to have Oni Lorcan versus Cesaro. Tonight we're going to have Oni Lorcan versus Carl Anderson. Tonight we're going to have Oni Lorcan versus Jeff Hardy. Tonight we're going to have Oni Lorcan versus Roman Reigns. Why not? How great would that be? How great would Oni Lorcan and Roman Reigns just throwing fists at each other for 8 minutes, 10 minutes be?
The Oni Lorcan Open Challenge. I'll buy stock in that. I'll buy stock in that immediately.
He's good. He's really good. He looks like a gremlin, but he's awesome.
He's an excellent brawler. The dude is superbly talented.
The bell rings and he just doesn't. He just makes.
He ran in and fucking broke Tommy's nose. And then Tommy came back out and was like, okay.
I want him on the main roster. I want him on Raw. I want him having matches every week. I want him having matches on house shows. I want him to be quick. I want him to be vicious. I want him to be brutal. And I don't even care if he wins and loses because Oni Lorcan rocks.
Yeah. Oni rules. Oni rules.
Yes, he does.
All right. Then we had afterwards. Tommy attempted to call Cassius Owens in the ring, only for them to be ambushed by Sanity.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Alexander Wolf.
Ugh.
Alexander Wolf on the stick. I liked it. I liked it a
You
lot.
did? I haven't decided if I liked it or I didn't like it.
I liked it
Kind
a
of on the
lot.
fence.
I liked it a lot. I mean, honestly, if for nothing else other than it being a nice refresher from Eric Young rambling about choices and other
That's a good point.
dumb
And
shit.
And his cool ass horse voice. But yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. Alexander Wolf, he presents a different side, and he actually, rather than just like seeming like he's just mad at the world, Alexander Wolf actually comes off as having something disturbing about him.
He's actually, wait for it, insane.
Yeah, he comes off as actually having that little bit of instability that really works.
Yeah,
I would be okay
that's true.
with. I would be okay with him taking over the stable from Eric Young.
Discussed this for 6 months. Eric Wolf. Eric Young is the worst part of his own stable.
Yeah, he really is.
I think actually, and we haven't gotten there yet, but I think Nikki Cross has outgrown these guys too. By the way, I think she needs to kind of branch off.
I don't know.
I think she's outgrown them.
I mean, if she's outgrown them, then so is Killian Dane. I mean,
Sure.
they both have their own individual.
The whole stable's just trash.
They both have their own individual entrance music now. So
yeah. So the writing is indeed on the wall, my friend.
oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, we knew that from the beginning because I mean, everybody's known that this was a vehicle to get Dane and Cross over because they are the standout performers. But Wolf, in his own way, has also quietly become become a good part of it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we had an awesome match.
Let's go back now. We're gonna cover each of these 3 main event segments in consecutive bit. Yes. So first up, we had on Monday Night Raw a gauntlet match.
Yes.
To determine the number 1 contender to the Lexus title.
Got more time because the LeVar Ball shit got cut. To stretch it out.
Yeah,
there's no way they scripted this to be 30 minutes in the back.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody would script a Nia Jax match to be 30 minutes.
Are they turning her face? That was a babyface performance. You know that, right?
Babyfaces
do that. They start off with number 1 and then they go all the way to the end. That's a babyface thing. That's not a heel thing.
No, I mean it's also a dominant heel thing if you're trying to book a monster.
Then you have the monster win.
No, not necessarily. Not always. If you want the true babyface to overcome the monster. Because I mean, here's the thing. Sasha Banks and Nia Jax have already wrestled each other a bunch this year.
Yep, I was at one of them at the Rumble, and god awful match.
Yeah, so I mean,
they had her full blown I'm losing face on.
Yep,
Nia Jax is a bad wrestler.
Yeah, so I mean, they didn't need to have her just get blown out again and have the heel versus heel match happen in Great Balls of Fire, because I mean, they're going to try and use SummerSlam as a crowning moment for Nia Jax. I can already tell because they want to steer into this whole idea of we're okay with representing different body types and alternative views of female attractiveness. We're totally not still sexist. I
think the bigger problem is that Nia Jax is a bad wrestler.
And so I mean, Alexa Bliss is nothing great in the ring.
But I mean, Nia can't talk. She has no presence. She has no charisma. She has no in-ring ability. She does not. If you made a checklist of things a professional wrestler needs to do, she checks none of the boxes.
Absolutely none.
All-star promo, and she gets her character.
Mm-hmm.
She's a bad in-ring competitor. Don't get me wrong. The Nia Jax Alexa Bliss match that's coming down the mountain is going to be a terrible professional wrestling match.
Yeah.
Unless it is all the smoke and all the mirrors and all the bells and all the whistles.
And
Indian Ambrose's Red Wagon.
The only way that it doesn't completely suck the air out of the building is if it lasts for 30 seconds and Nia just immediately pins Alexa. That's the only way that
if they go back and forth, it's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Right. If the match is entrance, Samoa drop, leg drop, win, different story.
Yeah.
But if the match is back and forth, if Nia Jax is selling in any capacity for Alexa Bliss, the match is going to die a million deaths.
Yeah, and the Brooklyn crowd is going to shit on it hard.
And you know what? I know you hate that crowd, but they would be deservedly so shitting on it.
Oh yeah, if I was there with them, I would be shitting on it too.
Yeah, how the fuck is Nia Jax going to sell for Alexa Bliss? One of Nia's legs is bigger than Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, I mean, what is it going to be like? Alexa just running around the ring and then getting back in and then like trying to kick her or something? Like,
Yeah, like with her
this is
little stubby limbs. Like, what are we
this
doing here,
is
people?
this is not going to work.
No, not at all.
This was not thought out.
No.
No one proofread this.
But you know what is thought out? The Sasha Banks push. Matt DSM, take a bow. Because they're finally realizing this. They have themselves a little breakout star here.
Mm.
So
yeah, but where does she go from here? Because I mean, she's not going to win. She's not going to win at Great Balls of Fire.
Why not?
Because they're building to Alexa Naya. That has been the build.
So, because they've never in the history of the company have they aborted a build midstream to call an audible. Never happened.
I don't think that they're going to kill this one, but you never know.
This isn't Gato. We're going to build no matter what happens, no matter what the crowd reaction is. This company is at least somewhat dynamic. Emphasis on somewhat, not emphasis on dynamic.
Mm. Yeah, but I mean, for all that they've done, Alexa is still hot, and I mean after
super hot smoke show. Oh, I know you didn't mean that, but yeah, I know
she's still got the heat, and after burying the shit out of Bailey, I don't think that they have her lose her very next feud right out the gate. Like, yeah, I know Sasha's over, but I think that they're banking on the fact, pardon the pun, but I think they're banking on the fact that Sasha Banks is always going to be over because she is. She absolutely is. There's no doubt.
We'll see.
Then over on SmackDown, we had
a really bad ladder match.
Money in the Bank Part 2.
Oh my God, a terrible match. I shouldn't say terrible. Like, take a bump, ladies. This is professional wrestling.
Yep.
Take a goddamn bump.
James Ellsworth back in the building, even though he was banned from the arena because.
Here's a question for you. I meant to ask this. Okay. James Ellsworth banned from the arena. Okay, right? What's his punishment? Is he getting arrested if he shows up?
I would have to assume that it would be he getting suspended or fired.
They never said that.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, you can't disqualify Carmella. It's a no DQ match.
Yeah.
Like, this was very poorly thought out.
Yeah, of course it was.
Don Sal's right. This is what we said about Bailey, about Sasha always being over. How'd that work out?
Yeah, but I mean, Bailey being over is really reliant on her character continuing to work. And that's because Bailey is not good in speaking. Bailey's presentation is all about her physical presentation, not her mic presentation.
She's over. She's over. She's getting mainstream publicity, which they're dying for. Push her. Alexa Bliss ain't getting mainstream shit. Nia Jax ain't getting mainstream shit.
Yeah,
Sasha Banks is great, a great wrestler, and she's over. Now's the time. Give her a nice long title run. None of this back and forth with Charlotte bullshit.
Yeah, but Alexa and Nia are also both about to be on Total Divas, so.
Oh boy, that 300,000 people watch.
I know,
and all of them are on our website.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to this ladder match.
I was just responding to the boys and girls in the live thread.
No, I know. I understand you. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Charlotte and Talia brawling in the crowd despite being in the middle of a ladder match. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What is this? There was one bump off the ladder and it was the crossbody?
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to see Becky get some redemption by, knocking Ellsworth off the ladder herself, but of course she didn't win because Becky never wins, but
No.
No,
there's only one outcome that was acceptable, and that was Carmella winning the briefcase.
Yeah. I mean, that was the right thing to do. That was the right call. But again, why didn't they just do that in the first place?
Because they're morons, Chris.
Yes, because they are morons.
What did CM Punk say?
Could
be billionaires.
It was a rhetorical question.
Yep. I used that line at work to talk about the bosses at work, and now everyone uses that line.
Yeah.
I said I don't mean to talk about wrestling. Oh wait, I do, because I always talk about wrestling. But my boy CM Punk said it best. This company is run by millionaires who should be billionaires, and that's exactly what insert George's company name here is like. And people are just like, "Wow, that's pretty great." And I'm like, "Yes, it is." CM Punk, the answer to everything except for what to do after you retire as a professional wrestler.
Yeah,
because the not so good.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hype for.
Wait, hype for what?
Or whatever.
Your mic just cut out hard because you got too hyped.
Yeah, this match sucked. It was no good. It was a bad.
You got to tell us again. You're hyped for something, but your mic cut out because you got too hyped.
Sorry. I said I was hyped for CM Punk in New Japan in 3 years.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so now by contrast to those two things, we had a gauntlet match that was middling. We had a ladder match that was outright bad.
And we had a last women's standing match that was all of the great.
Fucking legendary.
This was so damn good. I loved this match. I popped all the time for this match.
Oh my god.
This match was great. Props to Alexa. Wow. Props to Asuka for taking some of those bumps. That powerbomb on the chairs where her head bounces off the ramp.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Seriously.
Props to Nikki for taking some of those bumps. The suplex through the table that didn't break all the way and he's landed on her hip.
Yeah.
I was sitting there smiling afterwards. This match was so fucking great. I cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah.
This match kicked ass.
Nikki Cross is a legendary talent simply for the fact of being able to just so seamlessly and continuously sell her gimmick as being the psychotic brawler.
She gets her gimmick 100%. You know what she is?
And it works.
You know who she is? And this is high praise. She's the female Tetsuya Naito. And that she gets her gimmick. And she gets her gimmick. Her gimmick's always on. She understands completely and totally her character. And she never misses a beat when it comes to character work. That's exactly what she is. She is the female Naito.
I would go actually with the person who I think is even better at that and say she's the female Hiromu Takahashi. Which, if you were in the Daily today, I think you might have left already before this. We talked about this, but somebody posted that GIF of when they tried to do that sit-down interview.
Oh yeah, I wanted the trios match.
Yeah,
I want the trios tag team of Nikki Cross, Hiromu Takahashi, and Daryl. That's what I want.
The cat team.
That's what I want. The cat.
Yeah.
Cat team cat.
I mean, Takahashi and Cross as a team, like that is just dollars. Print the dollars.
That's it. They're great. They both get their characters. They both understand exactly what their characters are trying to accomplish.
And they live it in every second that they're in front of a camera.
Both crazy bastards who use their body as a weapon.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, Nikki Cross did a phenomenal job in this match. I mean, even like finding a way to make those spots with the trash can work. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, those like at first I was like, okay, this is it. Then I'm like, wait, none of those kicks are going to be hitting her. The only thing it's going to be doing is causing sound reverberations inside the trash can, which I mean is disorienting, but I mean not really damaging. But I mean she sold the shit out of it and made it work. And Asuka, like you said, taking some of those bumps, insane. I mean, especially for a woman of her age. Asuka's 35, and
it's an old 30. It's a lot of miles. 35.
Yeah, a lot of miles in Japan and all over the rest of the world.
Of Japan, there is a great match out there from DDT of Asuka versus Minoru Suzuki that you need to watch.
Holy fuck!
It's a little uncomfortable because Minoru likes to do the stiffness, and I don't mean that in a sexual way. It's a little uncomfortable, but you need to get your eye. You need to find a way to watch this Asuka Minoru Suzuki match.
How are either of them still alive?
I don't know, but they lay into each other because they're both crazy bastards.
Jesus Christ.
For those of you who don't know, Minoru Suzuki is a 48-year-old Japanese former shoot fighter who doesn't think that this is professional wrestling is fake for whatever reason. So he actually beats the crap out of people. And he wrestled Asuka 5 years ago in DDT. And Asuka, being Asuka, also likes to beat the crap out of people. And these two just beat the crap out of each other. It is an uncomfortable watch.
Which is not supposed to be what's supposed to happen in DDT. Because DDT is supposed to be a joke promotion.
Not so much, no. Yeah. It is an uncomfortable watch. I will tell you this now. I mean, if you have, I don't want to say a problem, because everyone has a problem with male on female violence, as they should. But if that especially hits you, don't watch this match. Because Minoru just lays into her because he's fucking psychotic, and Asuka just lays into him right back.
Yeah.
So I don't know where it is. It's out there somewhere on the internet. Use the Google and find it, but it's a thing. You should probably get your eyes on it if you can.
Yeah.
Minoru Suzuki versus Asuka, or Kama, I think her name was. Right?
Yeah, Kana is her name from Japan and from the Indies. Yeah. Yeah, this was a fantastic main event though.
Adam
And
Rice, Nikki Cross is a fucking star. She gets it. She's amazing. Yes. Yes.
100%,
Bay
100%
is
correct.
Bay is a star.
hmm Um, and that actually is a nice lead into the next thing we're going to talk about, which is the new crop of names that have been announced for the May.
Oh,
Because we've got quite a group of new people that were announced for the Mae Young Classic as of this week. Let me just get everything up here because there was a good field, good group of additions to this week's field. The big one that was announced early ahead of a lot of the others, courtesy of WWE New Zealand's Twitter account, Evie Indies, now known by her new name Dakota Kai, has been added to May.
Okay name.
I like it. It definitely stands out from some of the other completely bland names that have been given through the NXT name generator lately.
True.
We've also see the additions of Viper from Scotland, now going by a new name, Piper Niven or Piper Niven, I guess, I don't know. But she previously competed with Stardom. She's been with a lot of UK promotions. You can find her work all over YouTube. She's a great performer and is definitely going to stand out because she is not a small woman by any means, and no. she is a very much strong style fighter. We had from the Performance Center, Miss Bianca Belair, getting added to the field. A former CrossFit competitor and track star who's been with the PC for about a year now, I want to say, is already considered to be a prodigy by everybody who has watched her on the Florida house show circuit. Says she's got an insanely good future in front of her. And you can actually watch her qualifying match where she beat Aaliyah for a spot in the tournament, and she actually looked really good in the match.
Awesome.
And then finally, thank God, Kairi Hojo, now going by the name...
your girl!
Now going by the name Kairi Sane, in a highlight video that prominently displayed her diving elbow drop. So fuck you, Davey Hammer Curls. You were wrong. I admit I got worked, but whatever. Kairi is here. The diving elbow drop is here. And if she's not in the Final Four, then WWE done fucked up.
You want to talk about the finals of the Mae Young Classic?
Well, there was another group actually that I need to find the official announcements of, because there were some other people, a lot of whom are from the Performance Center, who were also announced. Did we talk about this? No, I don't think we did. No, actually, no. Yeah, no, we didn't talk about this.
Okay,
last week. This was a group that actually was announced last Thursday, and we did not cover it. But first off, third-generation superstar Tessa Blanchard,
all right,
daughter of Tully, and previously seen a couple of times on NXT, and has been all over the Indies. She is in.
She's like 23, right? She's really young.
Yeah, she's still pretty young. Yeah. The former Kimberly, now going by her new WWE name, Abby Lath, former Chikara Grand Champion, first woman to hold a Chikara Grand Champion,
Nice.
long-term tenured tag team champion alongside her partner Cherry Bomb, who you know better as Allie from Impact Wrestling. For everywhere from Shimmer to Shine to WSU, great performer, fantastic work. Don't watch her match against Chris Dickinson from Beyond Wrestling if you are uncomfortable with male on female violence. Because holy fuck.
Is that the one with the chair shots?
No, that's the one with the power, with the Pazuzu bomb.
That's it. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Pazuzu
if
bomb
into the buckle. Don't watch that match. Good disclaimer for the class.
Yeah. Then we have Tanara Conti from Brazil, who has been with the Performance Center since last year. A black belt in judo, a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, and a background in all sorts of martial arts.
Love it.
Narrowly missed the cut to perform at the 2016 Olympics with the Brazilian martial arts team. She's been on the house show loop and looks to be a good performer. Then we have Jazzy Gabbert, better known on the international independent scene as Alpha Female, who's been everywhere from Pro Wrestling Eve to Stardom to MMA, lots of other places. She's been all over the place. She's a veteran. She's done a lot of good work. And then finally, a very little known name of Kavita Devi from India, representing India in the tournament. Trained by none other than the great Kali. She's a background in powerlifting and the Indian sport of kabaddi, and is a key player in Kali's Continental Wrestling Entertainment promotion, known there as Hard KD.
Nice.
So we got a good field of performance here.
Starting to fill out.
We have 13 out of 32 announced so far.
We have 32 or 16.
32.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we still have ways to go.
Yeah, still have more than half the field to be announced. I will say, as a spoiler alert, if you follow Miss Ruby Riott on Instagram, you will see that I missed this yesterday, but when I saw it today, I marked out hard for this. Nice little photo of Ruby Riott out for lunch with her tag team partner Evie, now Dakota Kai, as well as Nixon Newell, Kaylee Ray, and Candice LeRae.
Nice, my girl.
Yeah, all three of whom are not yet announced for the Mae Young Classic, but it is widely
wrestled Sami Callihan for the AEW Championship, and the match ruled.
Yeah,
I was in the match for that. It was so good.
Yeah, Nixon Newell and Kaylee Ray, I've been high on for quite a long time. You know, I love their work, and it's only a matter of time, I imagine, before the three of them, as well as several other performers, are announced. Another name that has been floating around, spoiled by Miss Becky Lynch, Shayna Baszler is also predicted to be part of the tournament.
She's pretty great too.
Yeah, and it's looking to be a good field of competitors. I'm excited for it. But you were going to ask me before I went into the names that were announced last week. You were going to ask me a question.
You wanted to talk about you sent me a text.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Twitter message, whatever, about the finals of the tournament and how they are sabotaging the Classic. And I wanted to give you a chance to expound upon that before we started talking about New Japan.
Yeah. Okay. So this is actually.
I didn't want you to forget, so I wanted to remind you.
Yeah, of course. Oh no, I appreciate that. This actually it's disappointing too, considering this field of performers, because there's a great thing going here. This tournament has all the capability of being an excellent showcase for women's wrestling. Here's the problem, though. So the preliminary rounds, everything except for the finals of the tournament, are scheduled to be filmed in 2 weeks, July 13th and 14th at Full Sail. They're going to be filmed there, just like the Cruiserweight Classic was. No problem there. That's all fine. However, this is where things start to take a downturn. So, rather than being released on a weekly basis like the Cruiserweight Classic was to get people engaged, the episodes are going to be released in a block format, with 4 episodes coming out on the WWE Network on Monday, August 28th. And the following 4 a week later on September 4th. So instead of giving us a long-term hook to keep people engaged with this, you're just throwing it all out there, with the exception of the finals. It's just all getting thrown out there, which is really not going to do a whole lot to really get people to be actually invested in these performers. Like the reason that the Cruiserweight Classic succeeded in getting people invested in the division in the first place before it all got shot to shit on Monday Night Raw is the fact that it was a weekly episodic progression of being able to see, okay, this person advanced, and we're going to get to see them further down the line. They had this great match. Like when I watched Rich Swann's opening match against Jason Lee, like I was already a fan of Rich Swann, but seeing that performance, I was like, awesome! I can't wait to see who he wrestles in the next round.
Exactly.
When I watched Kota Ibushi versus Cedric Alexander and that 5-star match that they had, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to see who Kota Ibushi faces next in the quarterfinals. And the hook was there because of the fact that there was, the action was consistently building. It's like, yeah, the first round had some throwaway matches, had some things that were not so great, but by the time you get to the second round, you knew that most of the matches, if not all of them, were going to be high quality. And so you had to tune in. You had to get there. Releasing it in blocks like this, people are just going to say, okay, I'll get to this whenever.
Exactly.
And probably a fair chunk of people who say, oh, I'm going to get to this eventually, never will get to it. Never even going to follow up to watch it. And a big chunk of the audience that could be getting attracted to watching these performers, just not ever going to see it. Never going to know that it happens. Never going to know the results, except for reading it online. Never going to bother to watch the matches. Never going to get like a hook to say, okay, I want to continue watching this performer afterwards. And it doesn't stop there either, because the announcing team for the Mae Young Classic has been revealed. Now, all the respect in the world to Jim Ross. All the respect in the world. Hall of Famer, legendary announcer. Past his fucking prime, though. Not capable of doing the calls that he used to do.
He's a caricature of himself.
When he was calling the UK Championship match between Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne at TakeOver, that was the only downside of the match, was his call. And he's a fucking Hall of Famer. I get that. But you have a great team of announcers. A fantastic team of announcers. Play-by-play guys like Tom Phillips, like Mauro Ranallo. Hell, even Michael Cole, who shined at the UK tournament.
He was awesome.
Guys who really know how to do play-by-play and keep you invested in the matches. They're all right there in front of you. I understand you want to keep Jim Ross involved now that he's back with the company. This is not the place for it. This is not the place for it. Have him call the marquee pay-per-view event matches with the part-timers if you want to have that as a hook. That's fine. Got no problem with that. This, a showcase of new incoming talent, this is not the place for Jim Ross. And it is especially not the place for goddamn Lita.
Yeah, nope. Lita
is horrible.
She's no good at the
microphone. Talking is not her strong suit. It is not what she is good at. It is not. It is plain and simple to anybody that has ever watched her on a pre-show for any WWE pay-per-view. She's not good at talking.
Nope.
I get the whole concept that you want to have a woman do the announcing, and that's all well and good. If you want to have a female color commentator, that's fine. But for God's sakes, Portia Perez is literally right there for you guys. The best, best female color commentator out there. Vita Scott, also a great color commentator, is right there for you guys. Hell, you could even give someone like Charlie Caruso, who does a pretty good job on the pre-show panels for NXT events, and who does good in the social media lounges before WWE pay-per-views. Give her a shot at doing color commentating. Send her down to the PC, see how she works doing color commentating. Have her, sit in with Corey Graves or somebody at the PC and just have her practice. See how it works. See how she develops interplay. You've got time. You've got nothing but time, and you've got all the talent in the world that you could, get at your fingertips. Why do you have to bring in somebody who has proven themselves to be bad at this? Why? You're just going to drive people away even further, because they're not going to want to watch matches that are being called by someone who is out of touch with what is going on in professional wrestling today, and someone who is just bad at speaking. That's just really poor decision-making on the part of WWE. And to cap it all off, the final cherry on top of this turd sandwich here, the finals. The finals of the Mae Young Classic, will air at 10 p.m. on Tuesday, September 12th from Las Vegas, where SmackDown is going to be wrestling that night. And it will be on the network after SmackDown. Probably going to be taking place in the spot where 205 Live would normally be. Now, it's well documented at this point, 205 Live's ratings have been tanking. Hard.
Yep.
Really hard.
There are weeks where it is not in the top 10 on the network.
Yeah. And that's where you're going to crown your champion at the Mae Young Classic? That's the spot that you're going to do it in, where people are actively not tuning in anymore?
And the crowd's dead?
They just had to watch 2 hours of SmackDown, which hasn't been a great show.
No, they've had to watch fucking Jinder and Orton.
Yeah,
and boring-ass Baron Corbin.
And that's where you're going to have your winner crowned? Are you serious, guys? I mean, I understand that you may want to get this in front of a larger audience than you had for the finale of the Cruiserweight Classic. And in theory, that makes sense. But no. No. If you really want to make it special, if you really want to make it important, do it during SmackDown. Hell, have it be the opening match on SmackDown.
Absolutely.
The crowning of the Mae Young Classic tournament winner. If that's what you want your showcase to be, that is what you should do. Not this moment where everybody's going to be dead and half the people in the crowd are going to have no fucking idea who these women are because most of them will not have tuned in to your dumbass block release of the Mae Young Classic, and nobody's going to fucking know. I mean,
it's not Philly, New York, or Chicago, Boston, Baltimore. It's not a smart town. It's Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know who goes to sporting events in Las Vegas? Tourists.
Yep.
It's not even L.A. It's not a smart town. You're setting yourself up for failure. The presentation matters, and you're showing a cut rate presentation with cut rate announcers, cut rate release schedule, and a cut rate final.
Yeah. And let's also not forget the fact that just like with the Cruiserweight Classic, having it filmed so far in advance, it's entirely likely that people are going to be reading the results ahead of time, and that's going to make them be like, "Oh, okay, I already know what happens. I don't even need to watch it."
Yeah, exactly.
Then why? Then why even bother with this? Seriously, where they age the internet, people? It's not like you can film this and it's not going to get out. Oh, the results for the Cruiserweight Classic were being updated live. I was watching them being updated on Cage Side as they were coming out.
Yep.
I mean, I still tuned in and watched it because I was excited to see some of these performers. But I mean, come on! I'm not your average smart who's reading a wrestling news site and is only going to pick and choose what he wants to watch.
Yeah, you watch it all.
I watched the whole thing. Yeah, Matt DSM, the only way that this could basically be made worse is if Lana comes out and demands a spot in the Mae Young Classic.
Oh, she'll get it. It'll be a triple threat.
Yeah. Fuck my life.
New Japan?
Yeah, let's go through the G1 blocks real quick.
We'll get into it. It doesn't start for another couple weeks. We'll get into it down the line.
Yeah, but
running long, but we're going to go through these real fast.
Yeah, we gushed about the G1 and we gushed about some of our potential matches that we wanted to see, but we've got our blocks. I got every match that I wanted, by the way.
So did I.
So let's see. Block A, we've got Bad Luck Fale, Haruki Goto, Kota Ibushi, Tomohiro Ishii, Togi Makabe, Yuji Nagata, Tetsuya Naito, Zack Sabre Jr., Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Yoshihashi. And we'll say, after Evolve 87, I went and talked to Zack Sabre Jr., got a picture with him.
Nice.
Said to him, I really hope you wrestle Ibushi in the G1. He said, if I don't get it, I'm going straight to Ghetto and complaining until he changes it.
Nice.
And that night, they released the blocks. I'm like, okay, good. He doesn't have to go to Ghetto. And then
who's winning this block real quick? Give me your block winner and your block runner-up.
Block winner, Tetsuya Naito, without a doubt. Block runner-up, Zack Sabre Jr.
Okay. I was going to say Kota Ibushi, but that works.
Kota Ibushi's a reasonable choice as well, but I'm picking Sabre because, I mean, he's...
My winner is Naito, and I'm going to say Ibushi.
Yeah. I'm thinking Sabre gets it because he's, not freelancing, but, we'll see. Block B, we've got Michael...
I think Naito's a lock, though. We're both...
100%, yeah. Block B, we've got Michael Elgin, Evil, Satoshi Kojima, Kazuchika Okada, Kenny Omega, Juice Robinson, Sanada, Minoru Suzuki, Tamatanga, and Toru Yano.
Block
So
winner.
first of all, we're definitely getting Omega Okada 3, and we're going to get the throwaway of Kenny Omega pinning Kazuchika Okada in a G1 qualifier match.
Yeah.
Probably going to
happen. Know.
I'm thinking Omega wins the block.
Really?
Yeah, I'm picking Omega to win.
I don't go there, but okay. I'm going to tell you why.
Omega will win the block. Okada is the runner-up.
I think Minoru Suzuki wins the block. Let me tell you why.
Also a legitimate choice.
I think your final is Naito Suzuki. You know why? The show is sold out already because the G1 final always sells out.
Yeah.
Why waste a marquee matchup for a crowd that's already going to be there? Remember last year when it was main eventer versus upper mid-carder?
True.
Well, this year it's going to be main eventer versus upper mid-carder.
True.
So it's either going to be Tetsuya Naito versus Minoru Suzuki or Tetsuya Naito versus Big Mike Elgin. Because you get a main eventer and an upper mid-carder.
Yeah, but they've already run Naito Elgin before.
You don't need a marquee match for the G1 final. It's already sold out.
True.
Omega Naito is a main event match.
A Wrestle Kingdom main event match.
Yeah, or a Dominion main event match in the making. You don't waste that on a crowd that's already sold out. That's my theory.
Yeah, that's true.
So Suzuki or Big Mike.
That's reasonable.
Maybe, but a little early for him.
Yeah, it's a little early. His first G1, I don't think he gets to the final.
Excited for Suzuki Toru Yano, by the way.
Oh, God. Toru Yano going to die. Toru Yano going to die hard.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. He's going to be doing his whole thing where he sticks his head between the ropes and goes, break, 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 break. And Suzuki's going to be like, nah, fuck you, and punch him right in the mouth.
It's going to be awesome.
And that actually leads us in nicely to tomorrow night's events.
Tomorrow night, G1 in the USA. Party in the USA.
Long Beach, California is hosting New Japan for 2 nights. We've talked about these events already a little bit.
We'll be quick because we're running kind of long.
We've got the preliminary matches for the tournament to crown the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship Tournament, which Naito says if he wins, he's throwing the belt in the garbage immediately.
I can't blame him. It's a hideous-looking belt.
It is hideous-looking. We've got 2 tag title rematches with... oh, wait, no. The first one is tomorrow night. Guerrillas of Destiny versus War Machine. Rematch from Dominion. Which is going to be a sick match.
All the profanity.
Yeah, all the profanity. We've got... Okada defending the belt against the 2-star superstar Cody Rhodes.
Oh God, kill me
Fuck
now!
that guy.
This belt.
Oh my God, I can't handle it. If he wins this fucking belt, I'm gonna lose my shit.
It would be a catastrophic business decision to take the belt off Okada.
But
catastrophic.
But I will say I think that because Cody just won the ROH World Championship, it's reasonable to expect that Okada retains here.
We'll see.
So. I don't think that. I mean, even with New Japan's, I think because of New Japan's influence over Ring of Honor right now, because Ring of Honor is just in the pits, I think that they did that. That they basically pushed the idea of Cody being the ROH World Champion so that they didn't have to belt him against Okada. So
we'll see. I hope so. Cody Rhodes is nothing for me. He's a mediocre professional wrestler. The draw.
Yeah, he is a draw.
Got a hot wife. More power to him. Not so good at the whole wrestling thing.
I love his wife. I want. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Before I say something awful, night 2 we're gonna.
My gimmick is to say the awful things.
Well, I've been stealing your gimmick every week with the CageSightSeats.com, your one-stop shop for wrestling news and Panthers. So here you go.
You rat bastard.
Yep.
Moving on.
Night
IWGP round 1. Sorry.
Yeah, night 2, we've got the other tag title rematch where the junior heavyweight tag team titles will be defended. Rematch from Dominion, the Young Bucks facing Roppongi Vice.
Should be good.
A weird bit of Hiroshi Tanahashi defending the IWGP Intercontinental Championship against Mr. Ass Billy Gunn.
This is very dumb.
I know.
Very, very dumb. My only explanation is that they want to give Tanahashi a bit of a breather before the G1 starts. But this is stupid. This is a dumb.
I mean, this is actually a callback to a while ago when Yoshitatsu was teaming alongside Taguchi Japan in a 10-man tag, and then afterwards at the press conference after the event, he said to Tanahashi, "Oh yeah, my Hunter Club buddy Billy Gunn wants a match with you," and Tanahashi was like, "Okay." And now this is where they're cashing in on that. So whatever. Tanahashi retains. That's my call, because why would you ever put a belt on Billy Gunn in 2017?
Yeah, yeah, that's no good.
And then we've got the semifinals and the finals for the U.S. title tournament.
You want to talk about the U.S. title real quick before we get out of here?
It's a hideous-looking belt.
Oh, it is, but it's going to be a pretty good 8-pack of guys in these matches.
Yeah. First round matches are Hangman Page versus Jay Lethal, Juice Robinson versus Zack Sabre Jr.,
Yes.
Tetsuya Naito versus Tomohiro Ishii,
Yes.
and Kenny Omega versus Michael Logan.
Double yes.
I'm actually
great.
I'm more on board with Hangman Page versus Jay Lethal than you are, just because I'm still holding the torch for Hangman Page to have a good year this year. I think he's definitely got something special in him, but who knows? They may just continue to use him as backup Bullet Club goon number 6 or whatever the fuck he is at this point. Yeah. He doesn't belong to be in the same group as Yujiro though, and Fale. He doesn't belong being in the same group with them. He's got better chops than that, but whatever. I'm thinking that Kenny Omega takes the U.S. title.
So do I.
That is what makes the most sense. It's either going to be Kenny or it's actually, let me look at how this bracket breaks down. I think it's actually going to be Kenny versus Juice in the finals.
I think it's going to be Kenny versus Sabre, but Juice wouldn't shock me.
Yeah,
gotta have at least Kenny. It'd be funny if it was Kenny versus Sabre. You have a Brit and a Canadian for the U.S. Championship.
Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me. I don't think it's gonna be Kenny versus Naito for the reason I listed in the G1.
Yeah. I mean, you could always do a rematch of the already excellent series of matches that Omega and Ishii have had.
Oh yes,
they've had 2 great matches already this year, so I wouldn't be surprised if they went for a third. But either way, I mean, it's going to be Kenny Omega, like a long shot outside chance that Jay Lethal gets into the finals, but I highly doubt it.
I would be shocked if Omega's not at least in the finals, much less he wins it.
Yeah, it's more likely than not that he wins it.
Tomorrow night, 7:00 my time.
Yes, indeed.
Access.
It's on Access TV. It will be available at a later date for the New Japan World subscribers, and then night 2 will be on New Japan World live as it is happening. So
can't wait.
Yeah, I'll be watching it. Well, actually, no, I won't be watching it.
Unless I go bowling.
I will be watching it live as it happens. Actually, wait. I keep thinking that it's in Japanese time zone. Yeah, I'll be watching it live as it happens. Fuck that. Yeah.
7:00 8 o'clock your time. 8 p.m. tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And now that we're single again, we can watch all the graps.
Well, I don't have access. So, but I can watch night 2. I'll watch night 2 on New Japan World. That's what I will do.
That's good.
It's in New York. New York cable companies suck.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So,
got anything else for the Chris before we get out of here?
No, that pretty much does it for us. Let's just run down our podcasting brethren.
Go for it.
On CageSideSeats.com, your one-stop shop for wrestling
news and banter.
We've got Wednesday Night Shooting with our friends Tanya Rogers and Andrew M. Swift. They had themselves quite a fun episode this week. Looks like it was a good time for them. Got Ruda Radio with Mark Normandin. And Nick Bond. I got his name right. There we go. Yeah, Mark Normandin and Nick Bond on Ruda Radio on Thursdays, and then Thursday nights we have Not Your Demographic with Stunning Stella Cheeks and enigmatic Aaron Klein. You can definitely check them out. They had themselves a fun show this week as well. Always a good time. Fridays just got themselves a little bit more interesting with the wrestling podcasting content, starting in the early mornings, 9 a.m. Central, I believe it is. Shooting Debris with our friends Takers Mania, Mr. Dr. Senju, and Prince Moxley Lopez just had their first episode.
Looking forward to listening to that as soon as we're off the air. I haven't listened yet because I work Fridays.
It's actually 10 a.m. Central Time. So if you are able to listen while you're at work or doing other activities, certainly check them out. Then 1 p.m. we have our buddies Sal and Fizzy with Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling, and then you have us in the evening. So Fridays are your day for wrestling
Triple
podcasts.
header. Do it.
And of course, we've got Cage Side Speaks, always happening after major WWE events. Their show for Money in the Bank just recently was published, so you can definitely check that out. And we've also got Cage Side Live with Our Lady Justice and Sean Reuter happening after every NXT takeover. So be sure to check all of that stuff out for all of your great wrestling podcast content. Support your wrestling podcast just as much as you support your local indie wrestling feds, which should be all the time.
All the time. All of the time. All day and all night.
One quick programming note, we will be here Thursday next week, not Friday, because I'm going to be in New Jersey, most likely getting piss-ass drunk with my friends to celebrate my best friend's 32nd birthday next week. So
that'll be awesome. Good for you.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. Happy birthday, Allie, a week in advance. But yeah, we will be here Thursday of next week, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. So be sure to join us then. Mark your calendars, update your phones, whatever you got to do. Just make sure you are here. Yeah, that does it for us. You want to take us out?
New Jersey. I mean, whatever Graves say about New Jersey. You ever been in New Jersey, Rich? It's awful.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Corey Graves is wrong. So
really?
Yes, Corey Graves is wrong.
Wow.
Fuck that. I love New Jersey. I'm eventually going to be one day I'm going to be living in New Jersey. So, that's a thing. But anyway.
Have you ever been in New Jersey, Rich? It's terrible.
No,
Corey
it's not.
Graves.
Fuck off, Corey Graves. No, not really. You're a fine announcer, but fuck your opinions about New Jersey.
You're a fine, strapping lad.
Yeah, but you got terrible opinions about New Jersey. All right.
I don't think I've ever been, so I can't go one way or the other. So
yeah, we'll end up visiting there whenever you come out here to visit.
Yeah, I'll come out there sooner or later. Everybody, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the Graps on Access tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week.
Yes.
And, I'm Chris. I'm not Chris. Wow. He's Chris. I'm George. Thanks for listening. Don't work yourself into a shoot and enjoy the rest of your night.
Have a wonderful week, folks.